When you're first getting started and you're trying to get your business to that 10K a month in sales, that's probably the most difficult thing you're going to do as a store owner. Welcome to eCom Hackers TV. Now, in today's episode, to kick things off, we're going to cover the top 5 e-commerce strategies for beginners, right? And as I said earlier, when you're first getting started and you're trying to get your business to that 10K a month in sales, that's probably the most difficult thing you're going to do as a store owner, right? Getting from 0 to 100. I've seen that with my clients. I know you've seen that with yours as well.
Hard. It's a little tough to get it off the ground, but once you get there, the momentum starts really going. But of course, we're going to try to cover how to get to that 0 to 60, so.
Yeah, I mean, hey, 99% of stores never reach that level of sales. So, the strategies that we're going to cover today are really going to, help you kind of put your profits on the fast track. If you're just getting started or you're making under 10 grand a month, these are tactics that can actually help you right away. We're going to cover how to upsell more products so you can actually increase your average order value. We're going to cover how to transform your store traffic into buyer leads. We're going to cover how to optimize your product pages for more sales. We're going to cover how to optimize your checkout processes for more sales. And we're also going to talk about the easiest way to combat people that are abandoning their carts, right? Leaving money on the table. And, for our members only exclusive bonus lesson, we're going to talk about Facebook ads for beginners. But before we get into the tips, Ralph, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, and let everybody know who we are.
Perfect. I'll go ahead. My name is Ralph. I'm a digital marketer really specializing in search engine optimization and conversion rate optimization, which is really just finding out how to get your site found on the search engines and also to make sure that your site is really easy to use and simple for people to check out. I've worked with service-based businesses and then moved on to e-commerce, and now I spend most of my time helping businesses that are bringing in over $1 million in revenue using some of the tactics that we're going to go over today.
Bam, there you go. And my name is Mike Ayo. I am the founder of MaxerSales.com. And I used to actually work with a 9-figure e-commerce store, Staples.com. A lot of you are familiar with it. That's where I got my start in digital marketing. From there, I transitioned into working with local digital marketing agencies. And, over the past 2 years, I've actually been specializing in e-commerce, working with store owners that are, from everyone from just getting started out to stores that are doing, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month in overall sales. And, a big part of what I want to help you all do is really, take your store to the next level. There's a tremendous opportunity right now in e-commerce. No matter where you're watching this video from, when you look around, you're seeing stores close down, right? The traditional retail model is not effective anymore, and everybody's rushing online. It is the wild, wild west, and we created this show to help you take advantage, right? Put your cowboy hat on and really take it to the next level. So, that's a little bit about me and Ralph. And, Ralph, you ready to dive into the actual tips, or what do you think?
Yeah, man, I think we're ready. So let's talk about the first strategy that we have here, which is an upselling strategy, right? You're starting to get a little bit more people visiting the site, might be buying a product here or two, but how do we get them to increase that order value, right? And that's really where the upselling strategy comes into play, and getting them to kind of upgrade the products or buy a couple more products on their way while they're visiting the site.
Yeah, for sure. Would you like fries with that? Upselling is the oldest, one of the oldest sales hacks that you can do, right? And it amazes me how many, stores are not actually using this to increase their value. Because listen, it's hard to get a customer, right? It takes a lot of work. It's not cheap, and your customer value is everything, right? How much does it cost you to get that customer? What upselling does is it allows you to get more from every customer, right? So if you're not upselling right now in your store, just by adding upsells and bundles to your store right now, to your offers right now, you're going to see an increase in revenue basically overnight from the moment you roll it out. It's just a certain percentage of people that buy are going to buy more. So if you're going to be working hard to get a customer, you might as well add that on. And there's tons of different apps and different things that you can use, that can really help you, even if you're just getting started. So that's really the power of upselling.
We could talk a little bit about why it's important. Upselling is a technique that is used to build deeper relationships with your customers, help them get exposed to additional products that may help them or they may like, and then they pretty much learn to really trust your brand. Your store sells one product that they were, exposed to, and they found out that you have a bunch of other products that they can use and feel comfortable coming back to. And what that essentially does is it increases your customer lifetime value and helps them come back for more. So definitely a bunch of benefits that comes with upselling. And now let's talk about some ways on how to implement that on an e-commerce store.
Yeah, for sure. Well, here are the big keys, right, to successfully upselling. Right? And again, this is no matter what you sell. If you only sell one thing, you can sell them more, right? If you sell multiple things, then you sell complements to each other. So the big thing, big keys is, one, you want to make sure that anything that you're upselling is related to the original product, right? For example, let's say that you sell fitwear, right? And someone is buying leggings, you can upsell them the matching top. Right? Or if you look at, go to any electronics website or like bestbuy.com, right? That's a great example. You notice, you try to buy a computer. What do? They're upselling you a mouse, they're upselling you a keyboard, they're upselling you a protection plan, they're upselling you virus protection, the whole 9 yards, right?
A lot of times you'll see it too. On the bottom of the website, they'll say most people bought this product with, or similar products, they'll show a section that just shows similar products. So that's an example of what he means when you check out a site like Best Buy and they have the upsell techniques right there.
Yeah, it's definitely, you want to get as much in your customer's cart as possible, right? Whether it's complementary products, whether it's more of the same products, no matter what, if your average order value is, say, $20 to $30, let's say it's $30, right? And you can get some sort of an upsell in there, some sort of an add to cart, some sort of a bundle, right? Customers also bought whatever. And you can take that from $30 to $40. What does that mean for your bottom line? If you get the exact same amount of customers each month, but you just increase their average order value from 30 to 40.
Right. Definitely a direct impact to your bottom line.
Yep. So a couple of things when you are also doing your upselling, you also want to be price conscious, right? One of the big keys to successful upselling is pricing your products in a way that is complementary to what they're paying. So if someone is buying something for, $47, you can upsell them for something cheaper than $47 or typically up to 3 times the cost, right? So, $47 to $147. Or $47 on down. Again, if it's something for $27, you want to maybe keep it under $100. That's going to help you increase your actual take rate and your conversion rate on the actual upsell itself. So again, there's tons of different apps that you can use that will actually do a lot of this stuff for you. So, again, this is definitely a beginner-friendly tactic because anybody can roll out upsells, right? You probably already have the SKUs on your store right now. It's just adding them when someone is checking out. And that's going to allow you to, again, you roll out upsells and bundles to your store, today if you want to. So, Ralph, what are some of the apps that they can use?
So some of the apps, I guess for Shopify users, there's a really good app called Product Upsell that you could just literally use in the App Store and connect it straight to your site. Fairly easy to set up, takes about 5 minutes, and then you'll start seeing upsells within your site. There's also Zipify and ClickFunnels as well.
Yeah. Folks, if you're in e-commerce, I strongly recommend using Shopify. If you're using something other than Shopify, if you're using BigCommerce, you're using WooCommerce, you're using Magento, you're using, fill in the blank, right? There is a reason that Shopify is the #1 e-commerce platform in the world, right? It's super simple to use, and there's tons and tons and tons of different apps and different extensions. Think of it like an iPhone, right? You have that app store where you can get all this different stuff that that can make your iPhone more powerful. It's the same thing with Shopify. Shopify has all kind of different apps that you can add that, you know, have their own little tutorials. They're super simple to use, right? And, you know, they make your store more powerful. So when it comes to upselling, you know, again, you can use product upsell. That's something that you can find in the product marketplace. Zipify is a one-click upsell. So there's different kinds of upsells, right? You know, product upsell is like a pre-purchase upsell. You know, that is one of those things where you can, you know, you go and you're getting ready to check out, and then right before you're done checking out, you know, it can, you know, offer you something else to complement the order, and you can pick and choose what it's going to offer. Zipify allows you to do what's called a post-purchase upsell, and that is basically, hey, you just bought this. Hey, go ahead and grab this also at this discount, right? 10 to 20% off, whatever. You know, get this complimentary product and add it to your order, and they can do it as a one click. And basically using the exact same card as they used in the last transaction, now they can add something to their order. Right. So both of these apps, you know, again, they're available on the Shopify in the Shopify store. You find them, add them to your store, and that's going to help you start, you know, implementing upsells and increasing your average order from day one. ClickFunnels is another tool that you can use, and that's more for funnels, and you can kind of do a lot more with your different product offers. It's a really, really powerful tool. We're going to do an episode literally dedicated to ClickFunnels moving forward. But that's something that I definitely recommend that if you're in e-commerce, you also look it up. It's a tool that can really, really help you make a lot of money in e-commerce pretty quickly.
Awesome. And yeah, that pretty much concludes the first strategy that we wanted to go over. Again, you implement this into your site using some of the tools that we mentioned here, and we know that you'll see results immediately. So go ahead and, you know, work out these upsell strategies and get it onto your site.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look no further than your favorite store. You know, when you shop online, you'll see them doing it. You'll see them doing things to get you to add it to your cart. Now that you're looking for it, you're going to start to see it everywhere. So there's no reason that you can't do it also, no matter how long you've been doing this, no matter how far along your store is. You know, start implementing upsells. You'll make money with it almost immediately. You'll thank us later. That's strategy number one. Okay. So moving on to strategy number two of our top 5 e-commerce strategies for beginners is email lead generation, right? This is how you actually transform your store traffic into buyer leads so you can follow up with them, right? I mean, Ralph, why is it important to capture people's contact information when they visit your store?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not capturing their information, you know, somebody visits and then you never have any contact with them again, you're not able to follow up, you're not able to retarget them with other ads or emails or anything like that. So it's kind of a one-time use type of deal. To maximize your budget or maximize your marketing campaigns, you want to collect the information of the buyers who are already interested in some of your products and really keep them in your funnel. Keep them in your marketing hemisphere. That way you can remarket to them later on with whether it's ads or future email campaigns.
Yeah, I mean, listen, folks, the data shows less than 3% of people that visit your store are going to buy the first time around, right? This is industry-wide, no matter what you sell, right? And the good stores are on the higher end of that 3%.
Right.
Right? Think about how much opportunity you're leaving on the table if you're only giving yourself one at bat. That's where so many stores go wrong, especially when they're first starting out. And every person that visits your store is, you know, you had to work for it. Whether you've been busting your balls sharing stuff on Instagram and social media, whether you're already throwing money at paid ads, right? You know, however you're getting people to your store right now, you know it's not easy. It's a process. And if you're not capturing some type of contact information so you can follow up with them, you are totally leaving money on the table. So, you know, again, you want to keep people in your marketing funnel. You know, the old marketing adages, you know, it takes, 7 impressions, before someone's ready to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, this is pretty much a way to increase the amount of impressions that that particular person gets, because obviously they visited the website, and now maybe they need to be able to trust your product a little bit more exposure to your product, and email marketing is definitely a way to do that, get that done effectively.
Oh yeah. And before you say to me, oh, nobody, opens emails anymore. Who opens emails? Why bother? My inbox is full. While this is true, while inboxes are more clogged than ever before in history, they are still the number one most profitable marketing tactic you can use for any business. Any business. Because let's think about your inbox right now, right? If you're watching this, chances are you probably have a whole bunch of emails in your phone right now from different brands that you shop from or have been to or like, right?
Yeah, I know I do.
Right? I do. I do right now. All right. And do you read all of them all the time? No, of course not. But the brands that you do like, the people that you do pay attention to, you do open those every now and then. And when you're ready to buy or when you're ready to transact, you're going to do business with the people that you're comfortable with and the people that are there, right? And if you're not there right now, or you're not there when they're ready to buy or ready to make a move, you just missed out on the opportunity, even if they would have done business with you in the first place. So that's why it's incredibly important to actually start email marketing with your online store. And that starts with capturing the contact information of your visitors. That comes from actually making a point to capture that contact information and to get them onto an email list so you can follow up. So there's a couple ways to actually capture emails from your store. If you're in e-commerce, good news, right? You have one of the easiest opt-in, or lead magnets, we call them. You have one of the easiest things out there, which is basically giving away coupons, giving away promotions to your store.
Right. And really, all you have to do is, again, with Shopify, fairly simple. There are tons of apps in the App Store that you can use to install an email capture form. And then all you have to do, create some type of incentive there, that maybe it's something like a 10% off for new buyers if you sign up for our newsletter or something of that nature. So it gives them some type of incentive to actually give you their email, and then also incentivizes them to actually make a purchase at that moment in time. So it's kind of a double hitter right there.
Yep, that's how you transform traffic into buyer leads, just like that. Right? Will everybody transact right then and there? No, but again, you give away that promotion, you've got them thinking, okay, well, hey, if I do want to make a purchase, I can use this promotion. And that is probably one of the easiest things that you can give away, and actually follow up with them. Now, as I mentioned, there's a couple apps that you can use for email lead generation. There are, what are some of the apps you can use? You can use, for email lead generation, you can use Optimonk. You can use, who else has a good one? Justuno has a really, really good lead generation platform. I mean, there's Sumo. There's so many different apps that you can use for lead generation for your email that are just absolutely fantastic. If you use Klaviyo or Drip, those also have built-in lead generation pop-ups and plugins that you can use. Right. And again, it's not that complicated. If you're thinking, oh, hey, I'm not a marketer, I'm not tech savvy, I'm not comfortable setting something like this up, literally, it's plug and play most of the time. Once you find the tools, it's very intuitive. They have a lot of different tutorials and lead-ins that show you how to set it up and get it installed. You connect it to your email, and suddenly, hey, boom, you're giving away. You can create a discount code in Shopify or BigCommerce or whatever platform you use. You create a discount code. You use an email. Say, hey, do you want this discount code? Just give me your email address. We'll send it right over to you. They opt in. And then you can even program emails. And that's something we're also going to do an episode dedicated to moving in one of our later shows. We're going to talk about, how to actually use email automation in your business and how to, kind of create welcome email series and things like that. But the big thing is you can have it set on autopilot. So the moment someone actually joins your email list for that coupon, you can have an email automatically fire off, give them that coupon. Now you've got the lead, they've got the coupon, and now you have a way to keep in contact with them moving forward.
Right. And is one of the ways to definitely use it. And another way to kind of try to gravitate to more, get more emails is using it as a form of in-stock notifications. We all know running an e-commerce business, there are times where your product may not be currently available. Giving a customer an opportunity to sign up for an in-stock notification is another way to kind of keep them in that in your ecosystem at that moment in time and let them know when your product is ready. So again, you're grabbing that email, you're letting them know when your product is back in stock and bringing them back for that sale at a later date. And then even then you have their contact information and you know that you can either use our first strategy, upsell them maybe on another product that would benefit them. And then again, just keeping them in the hemisphere and keeping them in your funnel.
Yep. And folks, you're going to hear us come back to this all the time, right? Email marketing, email lead generation, that is something that we're going to loop back around to a lot with eCom hackers, from showing you different examples to helping you actually implement it for your business, because it is that important. And again, it is the most profitable thing that you can do in marketing. It's like something like, for every dollar you invest in email marketing, you get something like $44 back, like crazy ROI for your email marketing. It does still work. If you're a brand that people care about, they will still open your messages. And, we're going to talk a lot about different ways to nurture the relationship and generate sales over time. But email marketing is an incredibly important thing that you need to start doing with your business right now. If you have a store that's live right now and you're not capturing emails right now, you need to go and download one of these apps that we're talking about. You need to set it up on your store for like a free trial, whatever. There's a lot of ones that you can do for free. Start capturing emails today. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to strategy number 3. All right, now strategy number 3 is optimize your product pages, right? These are the pages that people visit when they're actually looking at a product on your store itself, right? This is where they see the product, they get some details on it, find out why it's the right fit for them, and then it's designed to drive them to that cart page. Now, I can't tell you how many stores I see where they don't spend enough time actually optimizing their product pages. I mean, Ralph, I know you see the same thing, man.
I definitely see it all the time. And why this is important and what optimizing your product page actually means is making it as simple as possible to get the information that your customers are looking for about your product, reducing the friction from the product page to the checkout. You want to make the experience very easy, very seamless, and also want to make sure that you're giving them all the information about the product so they can make an informed decision and also be able to trust your store. So there are a couple of things that you can do to really just optimize that product page and make sure that that people are actually moving through your funnel. One of the most simple ways is using HD images for your products, right?
So simple, yet so many people actually, it goes over their heads, or they don't focus on it with their store.
Right. I mean, it sounds simple, but yeah, taking those high quality pictures. Unfortunately, one thing that e-commerce businesses don't have is that ability to touch and feel the product. But this is where the HD images help with that. If we can actually zoom into the products, take a look at them, and understand what we're actually buying, we are more likely to purchase. And again, that's some of the conversion rate optimization techniques that I really specialize in. And this is one of the easiest opportunities to capitalize on, just using a better camera and taking a higher quality photo of the actual product.
Yeah, folks, just really think about it like this, as you are trying to grow your store online and take advantage of this opportunity that we have in e-commerce, is people are not able to go into your store, right? They're not able to touch it. They're not able to feel it. It's not the same as when they can go in and really get a look at it and if they see if it's something that they want. So your product page, you want to think of your product pages as your sales guys, right? Online automated sales guys that are constantly selling your products on autopilot, right? So you want to have them be the best possible sales guys that they could be. Right? Part of that is, giving a good product to display, right? If someone can't see it, they need to having those crystal clear images that represents your products and your brand, right? If you have cheap looking product images, it makes your brand look cheap. It creates the assumption in the visitor's mind that, oh, cheap products, cheap company.
I really want this.
Yeah. Right? The number one thing you're ever going to go against, folks, online is trust. Mm-hmm. Trust is the number one obstacle you will run into with your online store, right? That's why this section is so important. Again, optimizing your product pages are big because it helps, someone feel like they're getting the product, feel like they're able to, get the experience. HD images make a big difference. What else makes a big difference and can really help? Videos, right?
Definitely.
Videos are the closest thing that someone can get to actually touching and seeing it for themselves right now, right? And all the research shows that putting videos on your product pages increases your conversions. Right? The numbers are crazy. In fact, we've got a couple of them on screen for you right now. And, the difference that it makes in your actual conversion rates and your actual purchase rates is out of this world. Again, it doesn't take a lot to incorporate videos. If you have your products themselves, so you can literally make a video on your camera phone, right? Just let someone see what it looks like, right? If you don't even necessarily have that or feel comfortable doing that, or maybe you're working directly with a manufacturer, a lot of the time they have demonstration videos. If you actually reach out to the manufacturer, distributor, you can get different videos from them. Or worst case scenario, you can even do like PowerPoint style images, or there's different apps and software that you can use to make little product videos for you that literally just combine images of your products, right? And just put it all together with some music. And, that can also help you, increase conversions on the page. But the big thing is having a video. The vast majority of people that go to the product page will watch that video if it's there. And the people that watch that video are way more likely to actually buy your product than people that don't watch a video.
All right, this is true. So yeah, definitely videos are a huge benefit. If you have videos of your products, go ahead and get them on your product page. And then another, area of opportunity right here is to write great product descriptions that are benefit driven. Just meaning that you're highlighting everything that stands out about your product. Make sure you're talking about the heights, the dimensions, how much this product weighs, how much how well it works, if it's waterproof. Let us know, like whatever the product may be, whatever the benefits of your product over another, it needs to be in the product description. So definitely making sure that we have those thorough and in-depth product descriptions definitely help. Because again, the consumers can't feel or touch the products. So they rely on these descriptions. They rely on the images to help them make a better decision.
Yeah. Same analogy as before, right? I mean, the sales guy, right? Your online store, your product pages should be your robotic sales guy. And your product pages should be selling your stuff on autopilot. So the more, the more time you spend on those product pages and making them compelling, right? The more desire that you can build up in a visitor. I got my start in marketing as a sales copywriter, so it always has a special place in my heart. Speaking to the psychology of why people are there, before and after. I mean, the big thing about e-commerce is, again, you want to create, people are buying because they want to avoid something or because they want to get something, right? So, good product descriptions can communicate where they're at and where they will be after they have it, right? So again, it doesn't have to be this big, long spiel, right? You can have a couple sentences where you talk about the problem, paint the picture of what life would be like with the product itself and tell them what to do, and then throw some bullets on there. One big mistake I see, store owners make with their product descriptions is literally just throwing the manufacturer's information on there, right? Just product details, just features. Hey, here's what it is, blah, 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 gone, right? I mean, I don't know about you, Ralph, but if I go to like a store and I talk to somebody and all they're like, okay, feature, 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 you know, oh, there's a 10 by 10, blah, 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 like, you know, just very, very feature orientated. This is what it has. I'm not really motivated.
How's the product going to help you? How is it going to benefit you? How's it going to change your life, pretty much? That's the type of things you want to convey into your product image. What is the benefit of me buying this particular product? So yeah, your product descriptions definitely should convey that. And yeah, just the simple specs isn't enough. So the benefit statements and the highlights need to be there.
Yep. So the easiest trick I can give you for helping your product descriptions, or at least the bullets in your product description, folks, is if you say what a feature is, right, answer the question, which means, right, or so what, right? So if you say, oh, you know, this, I don't know, you sell HD cameras, okay, you know, and because it's HD, what does that mean? HD, so, you know, whoever sees your pictures can see the clarity, or it can get the full experience, right? You know, what does that feature mean? Just by saying that, what it means for the person that buys, that's going to be a huge thing for helping them feel comfortable. Another huge thing that is really going to help your product descriptions overall is by addressing what most buyers' number 2 concern is, right? After trust, the next thing that worries them the most is shipping. You know, how does your shipping work? Right. How do your returns work?
When am I going to receive my product?
Yeah. And if you're not answering that question, then you are, you know, basically letting the sale walk away. If your page is suffering from really low conversions right now, not enough people that view your products are actually going to add to their cart or to check out or complete their purchase, you probably are not addressing your shipping and your returns, which are huge objections that they have.
Right. And again, all of these go into optimizing the product page, helping create a better experience for the shoppers that are coming onto your site. And again, we're confident that if you implement these few strategies, you're going to see a difference in your conversion rate. You're going to see a difference in how many people actually make it to that checkout.
Yep. Speaking of big, yeah, that's all your product pages are, right? Your product page is one job: get someone from that product page to checkout. Tell them everything they know to really want your product. Answer whatever questions they might have that would make them hesitate about buying. When will I get it? What are your shipping and handling fees? What if I don't like it? Do you have a return policy? Do you have an exchange policy? Can you address those different things? Yes, yes, yes. Cool. Click. I'm ready to go to your checkout process, which is the next thing that we want to cover.
Right. So moving on to strategy number 4. This one is talking about optimizing your checkout process. How do we make the checkout process as seamless as possible? And again, reducing that friction, making sure that people are comfortable using your checkout. And why is this important, Ayo?
I mean, this is the closest place to your money, right? It's like a register. Again, I love using the analogy of like a real brick and mortar store, because you need to think of your store like that, right? Except you just have an infinite number of customers that are online instead of just the people that are in your immediate area that can come to your store. So if someone comes to your store, they can go down, grab, you have what they want. They can pick it out. It was easy to find. They're ready to buy. They're excited. They've got it in their cart. They're coming to their checkout to go ahead and give you their money, right? Here's where a lot of people drop the ball. Imagine that you've got all this stuff in your cart and you're ready to check out, and then you get to the register, and then, you see the teller, or, you see the cashier, they look super sketchy, right? It look like they have no business working at the cashier. You're not sure if they have any business, handling your money, right? They hit you with a bunch of surprise fees that you didn't know about. Right, you didn't know there was going to be a shipping cost. Hey, boom, here's a surprise shipping cost that you didn't know about. You didn't know that they were going to charge you, XYZ fee. So now they're hitting it with you also. So not only do they look sketchy, but now they're asking you to pay more than you expected to pay. Right? They're not talking to you about when you're going to get your product. So you have a bunch of questions.
Right, too many questions, right?
Yeah, and then you're not even sure if they'll take your method of payment. You have your Visa card, you don't know if they take Visa. You normally pay with PayPal, you don't know if they take PayPal, right? They're just like, okay, pay up, I take this, and you don't have that, right? What are the chances of you completing that purchase?
Very slim, honestly, very, very slim. And kind of segueing into something that you said is really one of the ways to optimize your checkout is to have multiple payment options. That's super important because, again, as we said in the previous strategy, trust is a huge factor when it comes to having people actually check out and ordering a product. And having multiple payment options such as PayPal and Google Pay or Apple Pay, they already trust these networks. PayPal usually has some type of a guarantee or a stigma around it that helps people understand that their money is safe. Apple Pay is the same. So having these items on your these checkout options on your site just make it easier and make a customer feel more comfortable.
Yeah. And again, I always recommend Shopify because one thing Shopify does is with its actual checkout process, it is pretty streamlined for both desktop, for both mobile. Out of the box, it's pretty well put together. But if you're using something outside of Shopify, there's a couple of things that you just want to make sure that your checkout process does to help make sure that you get the maximum amount of people completing their purchase. The number one thing that you can do to help with your checkout process is let someone know what that shipping fee is going to be before they get there, right? Before someone clicks, they want to know if they either have qualified for free shipping, if they have free shipping, or what that shipping fee is going to be. You want them to have an idea what that is going to be before they're in that cart, right? So cart optimization starts with letting somebody know what that shipping is right away, right? Then once they're there, assuming they're already comfortable with the shipping fee or they know they've qualified for free shipping, you want to make sure that you have trust symbols added in, right? So they know that you're legit. You can have like your McAfee, your Norton Secured, your secure processing, just those different trust visual symbols that you see in checkouts, so people know, hey, okay, this is legit. It's safe for me to give out my card, right? As Ralph said, giving people different checkout options, so that way, whether it's Google Pay, Apple Pay, PayPal, Amazon, whatever is their preferred method of payment, where they already are logged in and already have all their stuff on file. If you give them the option to do that at checkout, that makes it that much easier also. And then, if you want to reinforce whatever your guarantee or exchange is, right? So they can be reminded, okay, for that person at the last second hesitates, oh, what if I don't like it? If you can address that before they leave, you can save some sales that way. And then also making your call to action button stand out. Right? You want it to be super simple for them to see what they should do next. All right, folks, when you're thinking about your checkout process, right, from product page to cart page to checkout, right, all the way through, it's about making it as slippery a slope as possible. Right? Get the maximum amount of people from your product page to your cart page. Get the maximum amount of people from your cart page to your checkout page. Right? So definitely optimizing that checkout process, that cart, that checkout page, maximizing the amount of people that go from A to B. That's definitely going to be a big thing. And that's the closest thing to your money. So don't ignore it. Do not ignore it. Definitely, circle back around, make sure it looks good on mobile, right? Make sure it looks good on desktop, and make sure that you have, again, those trust elements built in. Make sure that you've addressed your shipping. Make sure that you've addressed your exchange and return policy. And at least now you've got someone that's going to be, relatively easier to get them to the finish line.
Yeah, and I would say one more thing too, just an example of how cleaning up and making it easier to check out can benefit and impact your bottom line. We implemented this for one of our clients recently. We just installed a buy now button that gave the clients the ability, or the customers the ability to use their PayPal, Google Pay, or Apple Pay right then and there to check out. And we saw a lift in conversion rates of over 50%, going from a 1.99 to a 3% conversion rate. So now that's huge. If you're bringing in traffic, that 50% lift will definitely impact your bottom line and help you sell more product and get it out there. So just a little tidbit on how much or how important it is to optimize your checkout.
Yeah, folks, that's the closest thing to your money. In any percentage movement in the right direction is more people buying, right? More people buying. And if you combine that with what we taught in strategy 1, which is upselling, right? If you're getting more people to buy and they're buying more, again, even if you're just getting started, right? Even if you don't have a big background in marketing, just think about how you can combine those two things to increase your sales right away.
Right.
Sell more stuff, get more people to buy. Right?
Sounds like a trend.
It's a beautiful thing right there. But I mean, that's the importance of optimizing that checkout process. However, you're not going to be able to save everybody, right? You can't save them all. And that cart abandonment is a major headache for every e-commerce store owner out there. We all deal with cart abandonment. It's something that we all face head on. And it's just a fact of doing business. The question is, what are you doing about it? Right? The final strategy is what we call cart abandonment emails, right? This is all about giving yourself, like we said before with email marketing, another crack at the business, right? Another opportunity to complete that purchase, complete that checkout. These are red hot buyers that know what they wanted, got started, ready to check out, but for whatever reason, they didn't complete their purchase. What are you doing right now to help you win some of that business back? If you're not doing anything, hey, there's a huge opportunity for you right now.
Definitely. And again, what abandoned cart emails and trying to win them back is literally, if someone put an item into the checkout and began the checkout process, it's going after them and contacting them again and letting them know, hey, you forgot something in your checkout, or come on back, like finish this transaction. And this really helps because maybe there was a reason why they probably got distracted or just didn't finish the transaction at that moment in time. And you're here to help remind them, hey, you did want this, so come on back, finish this transaction. And you'll be surprised at how many more sales you can recapture just by sending out a quick email about the abandoned cart.
Yeah, abandoned cart is incredibly powerful for any e-commerce business. Because again, the industry averages, almost an 80% abandoned cart rate, right? And that's with you doing, some different things to help save and help bring some of that business back. Now, if you're using abandoned cart emails, what that allows you to do is, again, it allows you to bring some of those people back to complete their purchases. And the best part about these is you can automate them, right? So it's not like every time someone, doesn't check out, now you have to manually email them. No, you can actually set it up inside your email service provider. Shopify has a basic app that does it also. And basically, when someone abandons that cart, automatically sends them an email, hey, you forgot to complete your purchase. No worries, we saved everything for you. Just click this link, to go and complete your order. But here's an advanced trick, right? Here's something that can really, really impact your bottom line that isn't necessarily obvious, right? For the people that do actually implement an abandoned cart email, a lot of them just do it once, just one time, right? But what we found, and again, this is with my own personal e-commerce store and with clients across the board, when you use a series of abandoned cart emails, you can capture way more money, way more sales, way more revenue. We found that using a minimum of 3 abandoned carts for our stores, brings back a huge amount. So again, it's hard to conceptualize this, but I want you to pay attention to some of these different screenshots that you're looking at right now, so you can get an idea. And again, let's just take it down to the lowest denominator. Let's say 100 people, right? If out of 100 people, you got 3 people to buy on that first email, fantastic. That's 3 more people that you were leaving money on the table that you weren't getting before. Now you can actually capture them. But by adding in those additional 2 abandoned cart emails, that's another, 5, 6 orders, if your average order value is $30, that's an extra $180, $200 right there. Right. And these, you can automate these. Abandoned cart emails are automated. So, folks, just imagine what that would mean for your business if you're not doing that right now, right? How much money you're leaving on the table by not having an abandoned cart sequence. And again, this is something that you can automate. You can plug and play. You do it one time. Once it's there, you can use it time and time again. And it's just going to be raining sales on you, time and time again.
Awesome. And that brings us to the end of our strategy 5, which are the abandoned cart emails. Again, another important strategy that you should implement in your e-commerce store. Again, a lot of the top companies are doing this. And as you can see, AO went over the numbers. It works. So definitely, again, really easy to implement. There are plenty of apps that are built into Shopify or some of the other content management systems that can help you implement this pretty much right away. So.
Yep, absolutely. It makes a huge difference. So just want to recap for everybody. This is episode 1 of the eCom Hackers TV, and this is the top 5 e-commerce strategies for beginners, right? Today we covered how to upsell more products to increase your average order value. We covered how to transform your store traffic into buyer leads. We covered how to optimize your checkout process for more sales. And we also covered the easiest way to combat people who are abandoning their carts. Again, all of these tactics are beginner friendly. You don't have to have a lot of marketing background. You don't have to have a lot of technical experience to implement these with your store, but all of them can actually impact your bottom line today. So that means more money in your pocket, more conversions for your sales, and better return on investment for your time. And, if you're spending money on ads, more ROI there as well. I mean, that sounds like a win-win to me, right?
Perfect win-win.
Perfect win-win. So, folks, again, we're going to continue to keep dropping, knowledge bombs and, episodes like this. I definitely encourage you to continue to join us as we, really break down and get into more depth on some of the different tactics and marketing strategies and tools that you can use to help you grow your e-commerce store and really build, your online empire. Like I said before, the e-commerce right now is the wild, wild west. Right? Economy's crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Right? Let's take your store to the next level, and let's do it together. Join the revolution, join the movement. We e-com hack, so we work smart, not hard.
E-com hackers, man.
Right? So we're going to take it to the next level. If one free tool that you can actually use is what I call the eCom profit test. And what that is it's like a checklist that you can download. It's free, and you can actually evaluate your store. You'll evaluate your product pages, your checkout process. You can, take a look at the overall messaging and whatnot. And it'll basically allow you to rate your store and see how well your store sells. Right? That's going to give you a number. And it'll also give you an idea of where your biggest store weaknesses are. So I'm going to include a link to download that in the show notes. So make sure you go ahead and scroll down and go ahead and grab that and, take advantage of it right away. And we will see you on the next episode.
All right.
Thanks for watching eCom Hackers TV. We really appreciate it. If you like action-packed content to help you increase your online sales while working less, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like a one-on-one strategy session with one of our e-commerce experts, you can use the link in the description below to apply for a free session today. Talk to you soon.